Okay, welcome everyone, welcome. So we're here to talk about the Analyst Hub. So I presume all of you have participated in the pre-sale, so that's awesome. Really appreciate the support. I definitely feel like you will not be disappointed and that you will be getting way more value than what we've initially gone for with our pricing here. So you're the first people I've really shown this to. So super excited to hear what you have to say and to get your vibe on what you think we've built. So why don't I just share my screen and I'll just show you. I'll just jump into it. How have what are you guys expecting? What are you guys what have you been thinking has been sort of the major element of this sort of application that has has got your buy-in? Here we go. I'll just share. Are you there? Cool. Okay, nothing. That's right. I'll just dive into it. You guys just feel free to jump in. I know we've got Greg there, Diana, I know well. So please feel free to jump in. Now, so the Analyst Hub, right, is what we've developed to work in combination with your side by side with your Power BI development, and to really speed up your development. To not only for yourself personally, but as a way to collaborate with the community of users, the social network of users, and also to collaborate within your team. So there's a lot of different aspects to it that are all dedicated to empowering, the Power BI deployment, Power BI development, really optimizing what can be achieved there. Okay. So this is it. So this is I'll show you this is a demo site, so it's not ready to hand over to you just yet. What we're going to do is give our pre-sale users access next week, probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. So we're putting some finishing touches on it over the weekend, and so we've got a homepage set up here, and then you can dive into the apps. So we've got a DAX cleanup tool, color theme generator, a way to showcase your own Power BI portfolio, analytics planner, and we've got what we call a dev priorities, which is really like a prioritization matrix. And we've got a couple of other tools that are sort of navigate to things we've had before as well, like our bot and also our knowledge base. Now, before I dive into these, I just want to give you an outline of some of the key features, key aspects of how this works. Now, the idea is that this is the social network aspect of it, right? Is that everyone who uses the Analyst Hub is working away in all these different apps, but then within you can decide to share with the community what you are actually doing. And so by enabling that, what it's going to help with is it's going to allow users to leverage off what others are doing. So it's all part of being in this close, tight-knit community where, say someone creates a formula pattern that you like to use, you can actually click on it and then utilize it yourself. So the idea is that you have a very, a much lower lift in terms of creating all of the different formula patterns, understanding really niche DAX applications, or creating interesting color themes, or seeing what other inspiration is out there regarding Power BI models and visualizations that are being created. We're enabling the collective collaboration within our community around all of those all of those parts of your development. So you have this community area, and then you also have your own personal documents area. So this is where you can save down all of the different things that you might be utilizing yourself. So these are some of the things that I quickly created in the last sort of 24 hours, just a whole range of tests and an outline of, like what I would do from a project perspective if I was developing Power BI myself. Okay. Any questions up to now? I definitely want to make this conversational, right? So I want you guys to fire away any questions that you have. Also, if you are on YouTube as well, I'm managing the chat there. So definitely just shout out if you've got any questions. Any thoughts right now?
Hi, Sam. This is Adam speaking.
Hey.
I have one question.
Yep.
Is still M code cleaner in your lineup as well or not?
M code, yep, it's definitely on the roadmap. It's not. We've got a lot of other features that we're working on in the next 2 to 3 months, but that will be after that. So it will be sort of into next year.
Okay, thank you.
But in terms of the outline of how the application works, where you can save down formulas, you can share formulas, that's all going to be the same. All we've got to do, we've sort of, with our MVP version, we've really built the core infrastructure of how this is going to work. And then in the future, we're just going to embed different apps that support Power BI development, for very specific use cases like M code, like you've mentioned.
Thanks a lot.
Cool. Okay, so let me show you some, some really cool features here. Okay, so I'm going to just this one app is seriously cool. So, this is our DAX cleanup app, which allows you to format DAX formula. Okay, so the idea is that you're working away in your model, and say, for instance, you've got some formulas, and I'll just dive into this is just one of our showcases. I'm just going to dive into my cumulative totals here. And say I want to grab a formula here. Say I don't, the formatting isn't done really well there. I'm going to just copy that. I'm going to come back into my DAX cleanup tool. And then I can just paste it in just like that. And I can go format. So this is no different to the DAX formatter, right? It does a lot of that, but it does it very quickly. There's lots of other great things that we've embedded in here, like you can actually edit the formula within here, just like that. Commit and even though we have an automated way to format a formula, like you can still customize it in quite a few different ways, however you like. You can then say, after this format, you can then just copy it really quickly, into your model, just like that, just with a few clicks. So that's going to speed up that part of it really, really, really well. But then the killer feature here is we're enabling this, where you can save the formula. Okay, so I can then go save, and I can say, and I can call this my advanced cumulative total. Cumulative total demo. Okay, so I can save it, and I can say, call it whatever I like, just put it any sort of description I like. Then I have an option to keep it private just to myself, or I can place this as a community document. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to save it privately. I'm going to go save like that. Then if I come into my personal documents here on the left-hand side, you'll see that my advanced cumulative total is now saved as part of my own profile, right? Saved to my own profile. So what do you guys think about that? That is one of the big updates that we've done, right? And you can think about how this could scale really, really quickly. Is that I know myself, I have hundreds of formula patterns that I could use, and the idea is that I can come in here and I can have all of my formula patterns. I can go open document. I can come in here, copy my code, go into my, just like that. Don't even have to write. I envisage I won't have to write out any formulas at all. What's going on? I can just literally just copy within the app and then paste it into my model, just like that. Even if I come across into, sorry, my computer's just having a bit of a spasm, but maybe I'll do another example here. So things like cumulative totals, but then you've got sort of cross-sell, cohort analysis, all of these formula patterns, right? It's just we can make the speed to implement them in your models like so much quicker than what it historically would take. Someone who's just getting into Power BI, or even advanced users who just want to be able to quickly say, okay, I want to analyze this. That we can make the implementation of that really quick. Okay. Sorry, I want to do another example here. Okay, so let's have another example here. Okay, so here's another quite long formula, right? So I'm going to copy this. I can copy it across into here. I can go new. And I can paste it in like that. I can go format. And then I've got it formatted in a certain way. Maybe I want to edit it just slightly. I can come in here, place the edit alike, commit that, and then I can copy this straight back into my model. But also I can go save the formula. I can say, okay, this is my cohort analysis formula pattern, right? And then I can say cohorts insights DAX. Okay, but in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it to the community. I'm going to flick that and I'm going to say, okay, save this as a community document. And I'm going to go save. Okay. Then if I come across here into the community area, what this is now going to show is it's going to show up in here, and anyone can utilize this formula. Sorry, I'm just taking some deep breaths because my computer is working far slower than I would like. Cool. So you see now this is in my community documents. So anyone who has access to the Analyst Hub can have a play around with it. This can be changed though. So you see here that I've got a name on it. It can be changed private again if you like. So if I come to my personal documents, it also appears in my personal documents. So what I can do is I can click on this area here, and this is another awesome feature, is we have this section where you can collaborate on, say, certain different app documents. And so I can write a comment here and I can say, nice formula, you know, what do you all think? And then you can post the comment and you can then have a discussion around the formula, okay? We've also embedded some like features, and also you can see here that there's a toggle where you can say, okay, I don't want this to be shared anymore. I want this to be private. You can change it over to private, and then it will disappear from the community and only be in your own documents now. Okay. And then this is applicable to everything that we do post here. This saving functionality, sharing functionality, collaborating functionality. All of this is built into the back end of this app and enables you to, you know, speed up your own personal work, but also collaborate on certain projects, collaborate on, you know, different formulas, different visuals, different colors, different planner tools, etc. That I can go into in a second. Now, any questions? Have I demoed anything here that you want clarification over? Just got a question in the chat here that I'll answer. Sorry, I can't. Is that you, Dinah? I can't hear you. Not really. Sorry.
Sam, this is Adam speaking again.
Hi.
Will there be any way to sort the DAX formula in folders?
So that's actually a really good point. At the moment, no. But you see here in personal documents that you can, we have filters. So you have colors, DAX, that didn't work properly, but we have filters here so that you can filter by specific type. We also have search functionality. So say you wanted to say like a ranking formula, you can say put in rank, and all of the rank X formula will show up like that.
Okay, so for the moment we can sort just by type of a document that we will save.
Yeah.
But in terms of DAX formulas, and you said that you have 200 formulas of yours, right?
Yeah.
So it can be then heavy, yeah, to navigate in the list of these formulas. That's just one comment here.
Yeah, that is actually a good point, and something that I can go away and have a bit more of a think about for sure. Yeah, for sure. That is a good idea. One feature I'll show you in a second is we are creating a new area called projects. And so what you can do is you can combine a lot of these particular documents into a specific project. And so, you might be working on a few different projects in your team or your organization. And so you'll be able to say, okay, well, I want this planner in this project. I then want these formulas in this project. I want this color scheme in this project. Yeah, so I'll show you some visuals around how that's going to look shortly.
Hi, Sam. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Hi, Dana.
Hi. For the DAX patterns, many times you use them again and again. So something that I find useful is like a search and replace.
Yep. That's a good point. That is a good point. That's not on our immediate roadmap. But the idea is that you can get the core pattern, and then it's just about copying this into your formula bar, and then making that small changing what the measure or the column name looks like. That's what we're targeting up front. But that does hold some value. I can certainly see how that would apply in some, especially some more advanced, like really advanced formulas for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Sam. This is Yane. I was curious. The search functionality, does that search just through the titles, or does it actually look through the actual formulas? And that may be similar to the question that someone had just asked me. But
at the moment, I can answer that quite easily. At the moment, it's just the titles of the formulas. So that is where we're at in sort of our initial version, but I can definitely also, that's a really good point. Like I can see value in that as well. Over the long term, where you might be able to type in, calculate function or something like that. That's probably going to bring up quite a lot of different formulas, but calculate table maybe is a more niche function. So I can see how that could bring up, that could have some use cases as well. Yeah.
Thanks, Sam.
Cool. One other thing I want to showcase to you here is how you can, let's have a look. Okay, so say I want to, I'm sort of searching for a specific piece of analysis around, let's say like things like forecasting or budgeting or something like that. I can come to the community, I can go to my DAX formulas, and then I can have a look through. This will be really comprehensive over time, obviously. And see here, it's kind of like an infinite scroll. Like you can just scroll down and you'll see all of the patterns one after the other. So it's an amazing learning experience as well. But say I wanted to do something like, okay, I want to do moving average. Okay, let's have a look. Moving average. I can type that in, search for it. Oh, that's not a good example because that's already my one. Maybe I'll just go back to rank. So you see here, that's say Brian, for example, who looks like he's had a little bit of a play around on this demo site. He's created a document here, right, in the community. I can click on this document and I have this duplication button up here. So I can turn this into my own document. I can put this into my own personal documents and rename it whatever I like. So I can go there and I can say, I can call it ranking example. Okay, ranking tests. And then I want to save this privately as my own. So then I can come to my own document and then I have this formula now as my own. And that's how you can put this into your own projects. eventually, organize things however you may like. So we make that part really simple and easy. And then, you have all that same functionality around how you can collaborate with your own team or your own group. You can then quickly come in here, make some edits to the formula if you like, and then copy it and use it yourself. So hopefully I'm amazed at this. Like this is so seamless and has really sort of brought my sort of what I've been dreaming for the last like couple of years around this really to life, and the seamless way that you can gather all of the sort of formulas you might use and then be able to copy them into your model, retweak them just a touch. It's gonna speed up development, I believe, like quite substantially. Even when I think about my own development, I would easily say by a factor of 3, like just the not having to really write out any formulas. And then if I'm stuck, I can dive into a specific niche use case that someone's probably worked on before. Okay, so that's just the formula part. That's just one part of the app. We also have the color theme generator. So this is something we've had before, but we've enhanced it quite significantly. So what we've done here is we've enabled that you can change the amount of colors that you want. You can also dynamically change the sort of what they call the color gap to get different types of colors. You can also use this particular fan that we've created as well. This one, you can again get different amount of colors, which we didn't have before. You can really quickly navigate to different colors. And then the key thing here that we've enabled as well is you can save these themes. And so you can save the theme just like the other parts of the app. You can say, interesting theme, testing. And then I can save this down as a document. I can come back into my documents here, and you'll see that my theme now is in my documents, right? And then I can also, if I want, I can scroll through color themes here in the community area. Maybe there's a theme that I really, really like. Maybe I like this one. I can actually copy it straight from here. I can say copy, and I can say really, really good theme. And I can go save, and then very quickly I then have that particular theme in my own personal documents, and I can then utilize it. So I can come back in here and I can then copy these codes into my own model really, really quickly. So I've made that part of it super, super, super simple as well. Okay, so I've got a couple of questions on YouTube I'll just jump to from Christian. So Christian said that there's a high probability that the community could be flooded with similar formulas. Yes, that is interesting. And I think that's all part of what the pre-release is all about, is to sort of work all those things out, Christian. So I don't exactly know how that will play out, but we'll just see. And then we will iterate based on what happens, how people use the app as a collective. Then is there a way to show documents like a grid or a list? At the moment, this is the standard. We haven't changed up how this. We haven't got any other options other than this, but that maybe that's something for the future, but not in the short term. And last question is there a way to export JSON files? No, we haven't created that, because honestly, it is so easy to change themes just by within your Power BI reports. I mean, it's super easy to change themes. If you just come along here and then you go customize current theme, we've created the hex codes to just make this totally customizable and not have to fiddle around with those silly JSON files that Power BI make you work with currently and have for a long time.
Hi, Sam.
Hey. How's it going?
About the colors, I love the tools. The only thing that sometimes I believe I miss is that when you have a color and you can enter the color and it's going to give you all this. So entering a color.
Like basing it off of like one color.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So we've built that in. We have now built that in. So you see this is just the color theme area. So in this part of the app here, so we had that requested before. So what we did is we decided to build it. If I just come in here, in this color palette area, what you can do is you can change, say I copy this, you can change this in here like that.
Yes.
And then now you can build your palette around that color.
Okay. Perfect.
So that has been done. And then you can, so that's cool. You know, it's going to make a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's just, again, just two parts of it. Now we've got some other aspects we've built into it as well that I want to cover. So we have this other app called Power BI Portfolio. And so what this is for you, it gives you the ability to add images of your Power BI reports. And so this can be a way where you can showcase your own Power BI portfolio that you're working on, or also just organize what everyone is doing within your team, right? So I can upload, say, a couple of images here. Okay, I'm working on this report here, which includes, say, this analysis here. So maybe this is one report, and I can upload these into the Power BI portfolio. Okay, and then I can say, okay, this is my sales analysis report demo. I can write a description about it. I can also put a publish to web link in here. So I'll just see if I can give you an example here as well. We'll use this one. So I can place the link here and then say, I can keep this private if I want, but I can also share it with the community if I want to get others' views on what I'm creating, what they think about what my report looks like, you know, see if I can get some tips off the community. So I can make this public. Okay, and then I can go save. And then again, this will immediately show up in the community area. See sales analysis report demo. And then I can click on this and then you can collaborate. So this is the collaboration area where you've got, you know, images of, I can click on the images of the report and you can have a look through, you know, others' work like so. And then we can comment on it and say, hey, this looks, you know, this looks great. And this is where we're really building on the community. We're building on the social network. How did you do that? That part of the visual. And then I can go new comments, and then we can have a discussion. And I can also go, you know, I can say I like it. You know, a lot of the features that you're sort of familiar with within social networks. And then we can also open the document if we want to dive into it a bit deeper. So this is also going to be great for when we implement the Teams feature as well. So at the moment, we only have two options. You can either do within your personal documents and within the community, but we're also going to have a layer where you can share within your team. And so these are only going to be available to whoever you share them to. And so that's going to be really, really epic as well once we have that in there. And that's probably a month away. Cool. Okay. Any thoughts on that? I can move on to the next part of the app. So that's the Power BI portfolio. We also have an analytics planner in here. So this is again for that Power BI deployment. So how you can make sure that you've got a lot of continuity in terms of what's happening within your organization. So this is a planner board, and this is totally customizable. So I might be able to I can call this financial analysis development roadmap. And then I can change this as well. I can say planning out our fin reporting in the accounting team. Okay, and then I can come in here and can say things we analysis needed. And I can come in here and say currently working on completed not doing. Right, so you can plan this all out as a team, and then within here you can put these cards. So maybe you want to say, okay, I want we need some sales insights by store. We need salespeople ranking, and then we need, say, profit and loss statements by entity. Okay, so you can really plan things out here. And then what you can do within each of these is you can click on them and collaborate. So you can give a bit more detail around what you actually need for this insight. But then you can also collaborate with your team or whoever you want to work with, and you can say, what do you all think, right? And the other thing is you might be wondering, well, how is everyone going to know what you're writing here? Well, we also have a notifications area. So everyone is notified within the app or on email when anyone is sort of commenting on something that they're working with. So it really can breed that collaboration, throughout all of your disparate teams that might be working on Power BI initiatives, right? You can also change, you've got the ability to change colors here, depending on, how you want to structure things. You can do the same. You can do the same here. And the great thing here in terms of functionality as well is that this saves automatically. So, I can move this, and I'm currently working on this. Maybe if someone in your team has left a comment, and you can see, okay, I'm working on this now. You're changing it. You change it to say green to say you're working on it potentially, and then this automatically saves. And then maybe you realize, okay, I don't want this anymore. I can move that across over here. Okay. Then when I come back to my documents, this document now is saved in here, and I can then quickly dive into it, or anyone who has access can dive into it, and you can start planning out more around what you want to do and updating it, etc. So can you start to see how this all fits together and what we're trying to do with the Analyst Hub? It's about supporting development, but also really aligning everyone on a deployment, really aligning, how you approach your work in Power BI within a specific teams or business units, just making sure everyone is on the same page in terms of what's being done. Any thoughts? I can just keep going if you like. Cool. Okay, so that's the Analytics Planner. Then we also have another app called Dev Priorities. And so this is another great application just for organization, and you can collaborate with your team on this. You can say, maybe I want to do marketing insights, priorities. Demo for this. Okay, and here you can come in and say, okay, I want to analyze, or I need my like Google Analytics data, right? Google Analytics data. I need my LinkedIn data, social media calendar. So you can see this is totally flexible. I'm literally just making this up in my head. And then what you can do is you can move these into your prioritization area. So you can say, okay, well, this has high user value or high or low effort. And so I want to say, okay, well, this this here is really important. So I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to say why this is important to my team. I'm going to say, you know, we need this for our you know, to analyze our marketing spend, right? And then you can leave comments, etc., change colors, you know, very similar to the planner app. So this just is another great planning tool that can be used in combination with, you know, the other apps that we've got as well. Again, this is automatically saved into my documents here. And then you see up here that you can, you know, you can quickly click through to, looks like we've got a bit of an issue on that that I need to fix up, but you can click through. Interesting. Okay, so I found a bit of a hole in the application that we have to fix up. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. Any thoughts? Give me some feedback. What do you think? Because I can show you what we've got coming up as well, so you can see what our roadmap is in the very short term. But I've shown you sort of the core functionality here. There's some other apps that will be done in the next couple of months, which are also going to add a lot of value, which I'll touch upon. But let's just stop here, and I want to get your feedback. Let me know.
Hi, Sam. This is Yane. I have a quick question about is there anywhere on the roadmap plans to make like the queries available as well? Like for instance, our company, we have the 445 days, so it would be really amazing if we could have that document with the query, the functionality.
You mean like M-code queries, like for your query? Yes, that was asked earlier as well. That is that is on our roadmap. Probably not until January though. But yes, definitely there's going to be a part of it. So sorry about asking a repeat question. No worries. Yep. So, you know, like things like date tables or custom functions, there's so many applications where, you know, that can speed things up immeasurably too. So, you know, we're going to be doing that as well. Really, our long-term play with the Analyst Hub is this is going to be, in my view, the number one sort of support tool around Power BI development and also Power BI deployment. So, you know, just enables you to really easily plan out what you're doing and execute on what you need to do from a personal perspective, but also a business perspective as well.
Sam, so sorry, I was going to ask a question for Greg.
Sure.
He was asking if you could reorder the card or change their columns on your analytical planner. And I think he's having audio issues, so just asking on his behalf.
Yes, absolutely. So I'll click into it. Yep, so you can move it around, I think, pretty sure. Yeah, you can move it around like that. It's totally customizable.
Okay, and thank you. And he has just one more question is, can we link to the forum content? For example, looking at Melissa's extended date table.
Yep, so down here, you click on this, and this takes you directly to the search area in the forum. So we're really connecting up the two. It takes you directly to the forum, and then you can type in so then Melissa's code is down here in the M code showcase, and you can quickly navigate to it. So eventually, the idea is that we would have the M code app, and so we can place these codes into the Analyst Hub as well. So that's the end game, but we still have this great resource here, which can also be used, you know, as well. We're trying to link it up as well that way.
Thank you.
Okay, now I want to show you a couple of other things, because this is not the end game at all. This is just our first release, right? We've just tried to get it to a place where we're happy with it on our first release, our MVP, and then we're going to get all of those who have participated on the pre-sale access to have it play around. We can see how people use it. And then we can obviously get feedback and iterate on how we build it out from there. But we do have an immediate, like a short-term plan around some of the key things we want to add in the next couple of months. Okay, so I want to quickly go over those. So I've got this app here, this web-based app, which basically has an outline of our entire application. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete my Power BI reports because I think that's what's slowing down my computer here. Okay, so you see this view here. This is what we're adding up next. So by the end of November, hopefully these will be done. But you see in the Analyst Hub at the moment, we have community and we have got documents, but what we're also going to have is we're going to have projects and we're going to have teams. Okay, so within projects, you're going to be able to combine a range of these different documents into the one project. So if you think about you're working in the finance team, you might have a range of different projects that you're working on in Power BI. And so you can have the project manager tool, you can have your some formulas that are relevant, you can have the color theme, you can also show what your prototypes look like and collaborate on, how do you think this prototype looks like? I'm working on this, what do you think? It's a way for you to really collaborate within groups on what you're working through. Okay, and so I'll just show you a couple of other images around how it's going to work. So you see here you've got a list of different projects which could have lots of different documents tied to them, and then you've got all this functionality to give users access, delete certain projects, etc. And it's going to be as simple as you're in your personal documents area and you're going to have this ability to click on add to project. So you just click on that and then you'll just select from a drop down what project you want to add it to, and it's going to be so seamless to be able to execute on that. Okay, and then I want to show you one other thing. I want to show you the Teams feature as well. So let's just I don't know if it's the new Power BI update, but man, it's made my computer super slow. It's really annoying. Okay, where are we? Where are we here? So you can see here how comprehensively we've been going in, we've been digging into this. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here. So again, this is probably going to be done by the end of next month, and we're making the Teams area as flexible as possible. So you're going to be able to create a team in many different ways. You can create a team with your internal team, but you can also create a team with the community as well. So it's going to be totally up to you how you end up utilizing this feature. So you're going to have teams there, and you can be in multiple teams at once as well. So that's going to it's going to be great. It's going to be just a great way to build out your network of Power BI users. And that's a big part of what we want to achieve with our community and this particular application. And so you can set up a team, and you can ask people to join your team, and then you'll have sort of like a team dashboard here. Yeah, and I think that's really all I've got to show there. Oh, here we go. So you can have a range of different people, and we're going to have different roles. Someone's an owner. Some people are maybe read only. We'll just see what that evolves to over time based on the requirements that we see. Okay. So that's that. Now I do want to also show you one other thing. Does anyone have any questions on that before I just show you some other apps that we've got on the pipeline? Because we're most of the way through here. What do you think? What do you think? Can you see how you would be, how next week, once we hand over the keys to you, you can already start using it? Not sure.
Sam, this is Adam speaking. Yes, definitely. Yeah, because for me, you know, I have been using Power BI for 2 years, and my issue is that I'm developing know-how. Yeah, I'm in a learning curve constantly.
Yeah.
And my issue is that I need to structure my know-how somehow.
Yeah.
And when I look for some DEX formula that I was using 6 months ago, I had hard times to find it. Yeah. So this is exactly the way how can I easily find it via that environment.
Yep. Agreed. That's great. That's great to hear. It's great to hear. Sorry, my apologies, everyone. I just realized I haven't been managing the Zoom chat. So I know you've got a couple of questions in here too. Just give me one sec while I agree. Okay, no, cool. Okay, thanks everyone for your just things in the chat there. Okay, so what I want to do just to finish off, I want to show you some of the follow-up apps that we're going to try and have developed by the end of the year. Okay, so so the first one, and so there's 3 additional apps to what we have in here. 3 main ones that we're going to have done by the end of the year, which are all huge and going to add a lot of value. And I've sort of mocked up some designs here so I can just show you what we're planning. So the first one is we have a data model planner. So as you know, and definitely from my experience dealing with those learning Power BI, the data model is the biggest place where everyone gets confused. Like how do I plan out this model, right? And so the idea is we're going to create a simple planner where, very similar to like the this particular planner here, we're going to set it up specifically for data models. So we're going to have an area where you need to write in what your lookup tables should be, and what your fact table should be, what sort of measure groups you want to add, and maybe what supporting tables you want to add. And so we're going to try and, with this particular app, create the framework around how you should structure your model. And then it's up to the end user to figure out, okay, how should I end up visualizing it in the model itself? So, everyone has their own ways. Maybe you want to do a star schema, maybe you want to do a snowflake schema, maybe you want to use the waterfall technique, which I like to use. So that's going to be totally up to the user, but this is going to enable teams or groups of people, or just the ability to plan out how you should want a model to look like, how you want a model to look like. And how this is also going to be great is what we're going to do in behind the scenes is we're going to go through every business scenario you could dream of and create what we would say is the data model structure you want to create. And so we'll internally within Enterprise DNA mock a lot of these up. And so what a user is going to be able to do is come into the Analyst Hub and click into the community apps and then filter by data model planners, and say they're working in marketing or say they're working in supply chain or inventory, they're going to find a data model structure that they can build, they can leverage off. So they might have their own data, you might have your own data, but you can sort of see, okay, well, this is how I need to aim to build this data model. Okay. And it's going to have similar functionality to the other planner tools, where you'll be able to click into each of these different items, and there's going to be a little bit more detail around, what the columns would be, what sort of relationships you should aim for. So it's really going to hopefully simplify down how this area needs to be approached, because there's just still so much confusion, especially if you're trying to transfer Excel users over to Power BI. There's just mass confusion over how the model works. And, this is going to be a big part of helping that, individually and also within organizations. So I think that's going to be huge. Another one is what we're calling the data data pipelines planner. And so this is a way to collaborate on data pipelines essentially, or where you need data to come from to make your Power BI projects work. So think about, you might be working on a specific project and you want to, and it's quite a big project, and you need to say, okay, well, look, I need to find data from my SAP, I need to find data from my financial software, and this is just a way to list out what you think you need and what you should target, or what your team needs to target in terms of data extraction. So another sort of awesome planning, but also auditing tool as well. So, or documentation tool, I mean. So you can sort of document how things need to look like within your, what's sitting in behind your models. Okay, so that's that one. I think these are going to be similar setups to what we have here, where you can sort of click and drag, make it really seamless and easy to use. Then the last one is we're going to create an app where it's really simple to build out a dashboard wireframe. And so we're still settling on the design here, but basically what we want is we want a canvas where you can click and drag blocks of visuals, and they'll be clickable, so that you can sort of click into the sort of block and say, okay, I want to show this sort of analysis here. I want to show sales by region here. I want to show my sales by category or warehouse here. And then you can sort of collaborate just like you would in here. You can sort of have comment. You can comment on it. If I'll just show an example. So you can collaborate. You'll have this option here where you can say you can collaborate by leaving comments. But instead of like on something like this, it's going to be on a actual wireframe of a report. And then we've got this plus button here where hopefully we can have multiple pages of a report. And so you can really, as a team, and especially with sort of like your executives or your decision makers, before you actually go and build something, you can actually sort of plan out, okay, well, this person wants to see this and this and this. And so, I think this is going to be huge as well when you bring this one app and you bring in all the sort of like collaboration features within your teams and within your specific projects as well. So that is, that's what's on the roadmap. So those 5 things, the projects, the teams, the dashboard wireframe, the data pipelines planner, the data model planner, those are all hopefully going to be done within the next 3 months. So in terms of timeline, next week, we're going to hand over the keys to all those who participated in the pre-sale. And for 2 or 3 weeks, those are the only people who are going to be able to play around with it. And then beginning of sort of probably middle of November is when we're going to actually release it to the world. That's the plan. And in the background, we're just going to continually work away at building these other things into it. What do you think about that? What do you think about our plan, our roadmap? We've had a few late stragglers come in, so this will be this is recorded on YouTube, so it will be up on YouTube, on our YouTube channel after this, if you want to start from the beginning. I've got one question from Gunnar here around access. So, so the Analyst Hub itself is going to be a separate subscription under the Enterprise DNA umbrella. If you have membership in the past, it's going to be an additional subscription. Obviously, you've all participated in the pre-sale, so you're already sort of locked in for the next 2 years, which is great. But eventually, this is going to price individually, like per user, at around close to $20 per month per person. So that's going to be for individuals wanting to use it. But what we're doing is we're also embedding this into our COE, so our Center of Excellence. So if you, as an organization, want to access our Center of Excellence, you'll see here that the Analyst Hub is part of that package. So this is basically the all access pass to our education, showcases, events, forum, very similar to what membership was historically, but some different events we're going to put on we just have for COE. Also the Analyst Hub is included. And then we have a range of other things down here that have been created to partner with sort of internal digital Center of Excellences within our larger clients. So I won't go into this now, but if you want to learn more about this, then definitely catch up with me later on. We've had so many people join. I'm wondering, did everyone think it was an hour later, or we've had so many people join in the last sort of 5 minutes. Have we got the time wrong or something on our emails? Anyway, any questions? Any other questions on where we're at? So I'm really excited to hand this over to you guys. We're just a few days away. So we'll be sending out an email mid next week with how to access it. So looking forward to getting you all using it and seeing how we can collaborate together. I think it's going to be. I literally just cannot wait to see how we all collaborate and how we really utilize the community and the network that we've built up over years to get this working. So I see here that it looks like we got the time wrong. So I really apologize to everyone. If we gave you the wrong time, I'll have to talk to my team about that. So unfortunately, I've got some other commitments that I need to go to very soon, so I can't sort of redo the whole thing. But I really apologize if we've stuffed that up internally with our timings on the emails. So I'll be discussing that with my team who sort all that out for me. So all I can say is this is going to be up on YouTube. So if you want to review the whole thing on YouTube, as soon as we finish this call, it will be up there in about 10 minutes. Does anyone have any? I'm happy to stay on the call for another 10, 15 and just answer questions. So please just shout out or write in the chat if you've got any questions. I think it looks like the feedback has been positive, so that's great. But look, I have no doubt this is going to be big. This is going to be really, really big, and we're going to get it to a point where it just goes hand in hand with Power BI development. I think we've made some good inroads here, and in terms of our roadmap, it's it's super exciting. If you've just jumped on, I'm happy to answer any or go over any specific questions around the app. We've just spent an hour detailing every specific aspect of it. But I'm happy just for 10 minutes or so just to focus in on some key parts, because it looks like we've really stuffed up on the times, and everyone's coming in now, which is a bit frustrating. But please let me know. Please let me know what I can showcase. Is everyone having audio issues? Are there? Is there a better technology that we should be using than Zoom? I thought our thinking was that everyone's becoming so familiar with Zoom because we're all been stuck at home.
I can hear you, Sam.
You can hear me, or you can't hear me? You can?
I can, yes.
Cool. That's good. That's good.
Samuel, loud and clear.
So look, anyone got any questions? Just shout out. If not, I mean, we can round off the call and you can view the whole replay on YouTube. But I'm happy to dive into something else for the next 10, 15. What is it that's most pressing? What is it?
Did you already present the Analyst Hub already?
What was that?
Is this the end of the call or the beginning of the call? Sorry.
So this is for the analyst. This call was for the Analyst Hub.
Yeah. This is the beginning of the call, right? I mean, did you already showcase the Analyst Hub?
I have. I started an hour ago, so it looks completely stuffed up. It's probably our fault. We've stuffed up the times on the email or something like that.
Oh yeah. So I'm on EDT. So the email says 6 p.m. EDT.
Okay.
I just joined.
Look, I apologize. I'm really sorry, everyone. Not much I can do now, unfortunately.
That's cool.
But as I say, we've just gone through it for an hour. We had a good conversation. I've covered everything, and that you can view it on the replay. So it will be the replay will be up on YouTube as soon as we end this call.
Cool. I'll wait. And you'll send an email as well.
We'll send emails
Okay.
as well.
I'll catch up there. So sorry, I was like, when you asked me, hey, okay, you have any questions? I'm like, okay, I got a little confused.
Apologies.
But no, great content. I just signed up as a member like about 25 days ago. Fantastic content, getting a lot more information, getting a lot better with Power BI. So
awesome. Great to hear.
I'm able to convince my bosses to move away from typical Spotify to Power BI. So that's a good move. Right. Now I have more information from you guys. Thanks.
Awesome. Great to hear. Okay, everyone, why don't we just round off so we can get this replay up? Look, if you've got any questions, we'll start a forum thread. We'll start a thread in the forum. Also, just shoot us an email. Probably I'll be having some further follow-up workshops in the coming weeks around the Analyst Hub, just so we can showcase how everyone's using it. It's going to be a big part of my own development workflow. So I have no doubt it will be covered in a lot of detail over time. So, looking forward to handing over the keys to you all in the coming days. And then we can all use it together. Okay, take care, everyone. Talk to you soon. Appreciate everyone coming on the call and look forward to next time. See ya.